Hello, how you guys doing? What's going on? I am your host Jessica Kahainor, and we have to talk about this story. So I need you guys to like, share, subscribe, and I want you guys to hear what's really going out here in these streets. And if you guys want me to, I will go live and we can have a family discussion about this. Make sure you guys comment, like, share, and subscribe. Check this video out.
To refresh your memory, this is Sandra Massey. She called the police. She was under mental duress. This officer, Sean Grayson, unalived her, and he was charged with murder. And today, a jury reached a decision that he would be charged, found guilty of second-degree murder, up to 20. He could serve up to 20 years. And the trial started on October 20th. The 29th, we have a conviction. But this is Officer Brandon Tatum.
This is justified, but it could have been avoided, but still justified. You can't throw boiling water on a police officer and not get shot.
Here, grab your ID for me.
Okay.
Your ID. One task at a time, so let's do it.
She seems to be someone who's struggling mentally. They asked her to go and turn that fire off because they didn't want it to catch on fire while they were over there talking to her. And this is what happens next.
Huh?
Where you going?
Away from your hot steaming water.
Away from my hot steaming water?
Yeah.
Oh, I would rebuke you in the name of Jesus.
Better fucking not. That's where you're at. I'll fucking shoot you right in your fucking face.
Do I agree with the way he articulated what he said? No. I don't like when officers talk like that because this is what happens. When you end up shooting somebody, you already look like a deranged fool.
Drop the fucking pot! Pot!
If there's a black woman that's involved in any incident, they are automatically want to indict the police officer because they're white. They make it about a racial thing. They compared this woman to Breonna Taylor. It's so disingenuous.
Now, obviously, Officer Brandon Tatum didn't think that the officer, he thought that his tactic was wrong, and he didn't argue whether he should be hired or not, or whether he was a good cop or not. He said he wouldn't defend him, but he believed, the only thing he believed was that his killing of Sandra Massey was all right. It was textbook, that it was okay. He also believed this.
I still think Sean Gracie got done dirty in the court of law. However, I'm not backing that guy. He was a dumb, ignorant police officer, and I think that the perpetuation of his behavior over time led him to end up getting convicted. But I got more to talk about in this video, so you stay tuned. You don't want to miss
that they would have a hard time finding guilt in this case because he believed the pot of boiling water was a deadly weapon, which we now know that the jury didn't buy. I will say that I am so glad that Officer Tatum is no longer a police officer. I'm also glad that the jury didn't see things the way he did. That they didn't have the same lack of appreciation for black lives as he seems to. And I pray this. I pray that his children never come across an officer who has a little respect for black life. It's
unbelievable. Oh my goodness. So many of y'all have asked me to check out Brandon Tantrum's video on Sonya Massey. And I finally got around to checking it out. Now I did a live stream of it. I'm gonna edit it and put it up so you guys can see the reaction to that. It's what we have to understand. I'm sorry. I'm just I'm flustered because I just saw the video. I'm just like, this is unbelievable. But what we have to understand, there's a fine line between the Sambo-ness that is Tatum and Candace Owens and people like him, and there's a fine line between that's just how an officer thinks. Now, I want to remind everyone, for all you Negroes who want to be talking about the election, there is only one candidate on the docket that is supporting immunity from prosecution for officers. That candidate's name is Donald J. Trump, okay? So for all y'all want to talk about Kamala Harris and everything, there is one individual who is promoting immunity from prosecution for situations like this, and that is Donald Trump. Just so we're clear. I saw Tantrum's Sambo talk about what happened, and a lot of this has to do with him being as far as self-hatred, but him also being an officer. So what you have to be aware of is how he talks. He talks from a position of trying to protect the officer. That's how he talks. In him covering the video, He talks about, well, he has an issue with how the officer articulated what he articulated.
Do I agree with the way he articulated what he said? No, I don't like when officers talk like that.
Listen, first and foremost, the issue is not what the officer articulated. The issue is not the words of the officer. The issue is the officer's actions. Upon her, who clearly is in fear, they want to talk about she had mental health issues, albeit she's in fear. She says, hey, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. Now, what type of person, what type of individual, aside from a demon, would respond with, you better not or I'll effing shoot you in the head? You tell me. The issue is not what he said. The issue is him pulling his gun. Okay? That's the issue. Not what he said. Well, I have an issue with how he articulated it because that's not professionalism. What? Professionalism? I don't care what they say. I care what they do. We're not being killed by words. What are you talking about? Our ancestors weren't being hung by trees by words. What are you talking about? This is what I'm talking about. He's talking from a cop. Well, I wouldn't have said that. He never once criticized him pulling his firearm. He criticized what he said. Just so we are aware of the foolishness and the samboness and the cop Blue Lives Matter-ness that is this man.
Pals, I'm trying to compose myself so I can talk about this, but they convicted the man who shot Sonya Massey. They convicted him for second-degree murder, which has a sentence of 4 to 20 years. The sentencing hearing is on January 29th, and if you're in the Peoria area, do whatever you can to be vocal and let the courts know that we need the maximum sentence with no parole because he should have gotten first. Do you understand? I reposted the video from ABC News that has her family speaking in it, and anyway, it's a celebration, but not quite, you know what I mean? Like, there's justice has been served and this man is gonna serve time, but how much? Justice sometimes, justice a little bit, right? It shouldn't be this hard to see what's wrong. It shouldn't be this hard. She didn't deserve it. No one ever does. Hey, cab. Love you, bye.
Have you ever heard of a police officer being afraid of another police officer? Because that's exactly what came out in the trial of former Deputy Grayson, convicted today of killing Sonya Massey. So former Deputy Grayson, if you'll remember, shot and killed Sonya Massey inside of her own home after she called the police for help. He claimed that he acted in self-defense and that he thought she was going to throw a pot of boiling water on him. But here's the thing. His own partner testified that he wasn't afraid of Sonya Massey, but he was afraid of Grayson, his partner, the other officer there. The jury heard all of that, and yet and still, the jury did not find Deputy Grayson guilty of first-degree murder. That would have meant life in prison, so he dodged spending the rest of his life in prison. Instead, they convicted him of second-degree murder, which in Illinois carries a range of 4 to 20 years. So what that tells me is that the jury didn't think that Grayson was right to kill her. They didn't think he was justified to kill her, but they did believe that he was afraid and that he did really think that she was going to throw that hot water on him, and that is why he shot her. The judge has not made a decision as to how long Deputy Grayson will have to serve in prison. That will happen at a later date, and you know that I will keep you updated when that happens.
I think that those departments that allowed a person who was kicked out of the military, he was had 2 DWIs. Here's a man who never should have had a badge and a gun. He never should have been able to lord over any citizen in this United States. And he did exactly what he said he would do. He told my child he would shoot her in the effing face, and he did it. And all we got was a second-degree murder conviction out of this. There has to be some middle point between first degree and second degree. I think this was a compromised verdict. And people are saying, well, you got something, but we didn't get complete justice. And until we get complete justice for people all over the United States, it's not going to be enough for me.